I don't want to rub any more salt.
Okay.
Which is, as you know,
Well,
a different version of saying with all due respect.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
But could you imagine just if we're moving on from Mitchell, right? If you are making that case, and it's a very, as I mentioned before, this is why I wanted to say constantly that we're running it back, right? Mm-hmm. With Mitchell. I said that to you at the end of last season, that the Bears were going to run it back with Mitchell Trubisky. And I said it to you the minute that the Super Bowl was over, they were going to run it back with Mitchell Trubisky. And when they got Nick Foles, I said they're going to run it back with Mitchell Trubisky. They have to. Why? Because the general manager was the one who moved up from one spot from 3 to 2 to make sure he got his guy. And he didn't go and get Mahomes and Watson. He went and he got Trubisky. So it's difficult to sell that case. We got another guy now. And the coach was hired to turn Trubisky into somebody else. In the same way that McVay was hired to turn Goff into someone else. You see where I'm found? In the same way that the Jets are going to have to hire somebody to turn Sam Darnold into somebody else fast. So it's difficult for Nagy to say, okay, I changed the guy into someone else. As a matter of fact, it put us in the playoffs. As a matter of fact, it won me Coach of the Year. Mm-hmm. But we've got to go with somebody else. It's a tough thing to sell internally and keep your job, quite frankly. So that's why I said they're going to run it back with Mitchell Trubisky this entire time. But now that you uncorked the Foles genie from the quarterback controversy bottle. Now that you've done that, and it's out.
Oh, yeah.
All right? You got your 3 wishes, to use the whole Aladdin phrase. Now, it opens up this question. And I hope Foles does well, but I will ask it anyway. Don't you think it was worth knocking on Cam Newton's door? Imagine if the 2015 Cam that has shown up in New England in 2020 and has kept the Patriots ship afloat and steaming still towards a possibility for an AFC championship and who knows what. If that guy had shown up in Chicago, Illinois, where we all know the Cubs win for the first time in a century, and the Bulls, they got Billy Donovan to coach them, right? That guy, right? The Last Dance, all of that stuff. We all know it's a Bears town. If Cam had shown up there, we could be talking about the Bears to win this conference with a lot more confidence than we are for the current 3-0 Bears. Don't you think? And if New England winds up taking on Nick Foles and the Bears, let's just totally wave that wand and make it happen.
Super Bowl?
Why not?
Okay.
What the hell?
I'm here for it.
What do we care?
Let's go.
We're spitballing.
Throw it against the wall.
They have only themselves to blame. Same thing with the Chargers. Same thing with Jacksonville. Even though obviously Jacksonville we don't think is going to wind up with very much this year at all. We thought they were tanking. Name a team that needed a quarterback and let Cam Newton sit at home all the way into June. Let him sit there until Bill Belichick could sit there and go, you know what? I don't know if Stidham's the guy for 2020. And the fact that we stuck with that plan for this long, normally, for any other team, would leave them what we call SOL. Up the Emmy Award-winning comedy creek, minus a paddle. Nope. Bill Belichick was able to call up Cam Newton and say, what do you say? And Cam was still free to say, I'm in. And now we're already talking about should the Patriots sign Cam long term.
Hello.
We're already talking that. What if that guy was the one who came off the bench yesterday in Atlanta and not Nick Foles? Now, that is disrespectful to Nick Foles, who we all know is one of the great human beings in this game.
Indeed.
Who has fought through far worse disrespect than me saying, what if Cam was there? But that said, what if Cam was there?
Brock, we need
forget it.
More outfits.
Forget it. We didn't. This is 2020 hindsight. I'm using Del Tufo's glasses because I'm going from here to NFL Network and home and back. I got a lot going on. So I'm taking my glasses and I'm leaving them in different places I shouldn't.
Sol Rosenberg.
So I'm using your glasses, Mike Del Tufo, and these might be 2020 looking in the hindsight. Because now we know Cam doesn't have the shoulder, doesn't have the foot, and Cam has got the chip on his shoulder and is showing up like 2015 in New England in 2020. And man, on that front, New England at 2-1. Next up at Kansas City.
Oof.
For a late Sunday window, you can book Romo and Nance in whatever, hopefully, quarantined COVID hotel in Kansas City you want. They will be there, adding much more intensity to tonight's game with Kansas City at Baltimore.
Ooh, huge game.
Okay. And if Kansas City loses that, we would have thought back in June, okay, Stidham in Kansas City, that's a wrap. Not Cam, the MVP candidate. And not only that, you take a look at New England hosting Denver, then a bye week, then they have San Francisco at home, then that big first one, 1st of September at Buffalo. They go up there and serve notice in a manner where they say, no Brady anymore, but guess what? The Pagula family still doesn't own you. The New England Patriots do. Then the bye week, their second bye week. Oh, I'm sorry, that's at the Jets. My bad. Primetime game Monday night. Big bag of leaves. Sell that one. So on and so forth.
Yeah, it's fun.
Again, just bringing it up. The sliding doors of the 2020 season that was brought about because everybody in the NFL who needed a quarterback said, I don't know, Cam, what's his COVID? What are we going to fly him out and look at him? Or I don't know, Cam's iconic and entertaining. I don't know, what is he going to do in our locker room? Or all of that nonsense.
Shoulder, ankle.
Let New England bide their time evaluating their quarterback room over and over and over again, while all our armchair quarterbacks, including us sitting at home saying, what are they waiting for? We said it the minute that Cam was released from Carolina. He should go to New England.
Yeah.
Look what he is doing. And Rex Burkhead is alive, and now suddenly, this is what happens, man, because you don't know who's going to have the football. And McDaniels is going to dial it up. Now here's Sony Michel showing up out of the blue. Now Sony Michel's running all over the place. And Rex Burkhead is a fantasy monster. And they're running it all over the lot. So, again, week 1, let's run it. Let's get Cam a couple touchdowns. Because that's the way the game plays out. Week 2, all right. We need to wing it around a lot. So let's get Edelman the most passing yards he's ever received in his career, while Cam throws for almost 400 yards. Week 3, let's run down a Raiders' throat. Let's run it right down their throat. And yes, part of this is born out of the Jets sucking so badly, while New England is able to turn the page from Tom Brady like nothing happened. What turbulent waters? What are you talking about? We're still trapping lobsters, right? I don't care that there's a big, huge-ass wave coming. What is that? Doesn't matter to us. Unbelievable. Bill Belichick, honestly, what a great. All brought up because of what I'm thinking about the Bears. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.